Is him a good boy?
A new era of smartphone.
Full confirmation that Tyler Robinson was not on the roof.
Scientists just engineered microscopic gears powered by light.
There's no reason to be scared.
Oh, no, Daddy don't get scared.
Really?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another Bryce Is Right. I hope y'all have all had a great freaking week, and I hope y'all are ready to dive down deep into some of the creepiest and freakiest videos I could find in the deepest, darkest corners of TikTok. And nah, these aren't your ordinary videos. They're going to be blowing your mind, making your head spin, and having you question your reality. Before we get started, let's go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss out on any future content, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. And let us know what's up. Other than that, y'all know what time it is. Let's go and dive right in, y'all. Let's get it. Why do I feel like somebody's snoring?
This one guy demonstrates how magnets can allow people to control you.
Watch me use a magnet to switch off the speaking parts of my brain. So this is me speaking normally. Hi, my name is Jake.
He sounds like he's Australian.
Now watch when I stimulate the speaking parts of my brain. The magnet. Hello, my name is Jake. And I can't speak very well. But now I can speak fine because the magnet is switched off.
If they could do that with just magnets, imagine what else they could do. And that's just simple technology.
Did you hear how he emphasized on switched off? Like, I had to learn that the hard way. You know, one time I forgot to switch it off and I was sounded like a Texan. Sorry, I thought that was funny. Is that a deer? That's a baby deer, right? A deer, bro. Anybody know what that latitude and longitude are? I'll try and look it up. The deer, bro.
Oh, shit! It's a deer, bro.
Okay, dude trying to take a Oh, come on, bro. He's one of my favorite skaters to watch. Ricky Glacier. I think that's how you say his name. That's pretty impressive. Most of y'all probably can't even stand up on a paddleboard.
We saw this on TikTok, right? All right.
Most of us.
All we've had. It is brand new. That, take it down so I can see it. Turn it around, okay? Look, you don't see anything on it. It's brand new, obviously.
Do these people already have up their Christmas decorations for real?
I just took the back off. Now put it back up to the fucking light.
I'm just jealous they beat me to it.
Mode. Oh,
that's crazy.
I like Halloween.
When we first had it up here, it was just green. I'm like, all right, ain't really shit. But I still don't like that color. And then we flipped it, and then we was like, oh shit.
Looks like it's been used, right?
Shit, nah, bro, that's disgusting.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Scientists just engineered microscopic gears powered by light. For decades, researchers have tried to shrink machines down to the scale of living cells. Problem though is below about 0.1 millimeters, conventional drive systems break down. In order to solve this, researchers at the University of Göttingen set out to answer a deceptively simple question. Can light itself drive mechanical motion? To test it, the team fabricated microscopic gears on silicon wafers using the same nanofabrication tools that underpin modern microchips. The smallest gears measured just 8 to 16 microns across, roughly 10 times smaller than a human hair. Each gear was patterned with a metasurface, a carefully arranged field of asymmetric silicon nanoblocks only a few hundred nanometers wide. These structures were engineered to scatter incoming light more strongly in one direction than the other, and then by using a 1064 nanometer laser to illuminate the entire surface, photons would scatter unevenly, producing a tiny recoil on the gear. Because that force is offset from the center, it creates a torque and the gear begins to rotate. Changing the light's polarization flips how photons interact with the metasurface, reversing the scattering bias and with it the direction of rotation. And finally, by increasing the laser's intensity, it increases the number of photons hitting the surface, generating more force and producing a faster spin. Because this light can be targeted at an individual gear, one powered gear can then set others in motion, forming a microscopic gear train. The team demonstrated this in rack and pinion configurations and steering systems for mirrors, all powered not by motors or magnets, but by beams of light. That means that in the future, micromotors could pump fluids through lab-on-chip devices, regulate flows inside the human body, or act as tiny nanoscale valves. But most importantly, we may have finally unlocked bacterial Formula 1. If you like science and revolutionary ideas, follow for more.
That's
I just wanted to ask a guy.
real futuristic.
He's stuck like in the stall. I can't get.
Oh no.
Yeah, I can't get under there.
So does getting off your phone to dopamine detox actually work? Nope, you should do these 4 things instead. According to a recent scientific study, the problem with the dopamine detox trend is that it sort of fundamentally misunderstands how dopamine works. The real problem is that what we're all getting is so-called fast dopamine, constant quick hits from things like scrolling our phones, which creates a craving cycle that's not unlike addiction. But the solution, they say, isn't ditching your phone, but rather replacing the fast dopamine with slow dopamine that has longer lasting, more complete results. So what kind of activity should you put the phone down for? Number 1, exercise. Calm down, no one's saying you have to be a marathon runner, you can just go for a walk. But physical activity not only boosts dopamine, but serotonin and norepinephrine, the same thing that antidepressants do. Number 2, creative projects. These activities form a cyclical relationship. Creativity enhances dopamine, and dopamine enhances creativity, so not only does your mood get better, but so does your painting or your drawing. Number 3, face-to-face interaction. And much like with creative projects, the slow dopamine release actually makes you more social overall. So if you're the introverted type, forcing yourself to get out there just might be the thing you need to get over the social anxiety hump. Finally, number 4, learning new skills. A new language, a new hobby, taking a cooking class. These not only give you a sustainable dopamine boost, but they've been shown to be protective of your brain over the long term from conditions like dementia. It's more about replacing overstimulation with slower, more moderate boosts. Putting your phone down is good for sure, but it's what you swap it for that matters most.
Bro, what kind of cursed-ass jewelry did they steal?
A rare tornado has just ripped through a French town just outside of Paris, killing 1, injuring 10, and leaving 4 people in critical condition. The tornado caused 3 cranes to come crashing down, one of which fell on a clinic. Entire roofs were torn off, cars were flipped, and power in the area was cut. More than 170 emergency personnel were mobilized to help support those affected. That's it, I've heard enough. Give him back.
Marvel movie. Like, y'all steal something and then all these storms come out of nowhere?
Police in Germany were called to investigate a suspected ding-dong ditcher. When the police got to the scene, they just realized there was a slug on top of their Ring doorbell button.
Wow.
A woman from Virginia asked ChatGPT to generate her lottery ticket numbers. ChatGPT got 4 out of 5 of them right, and she won $150,000.
Man, that's some bullshit. Pardon my language. Because I was trying that when ChatGPT first came out, and it was like, all right, what can we do with this? Man, I was lottery. When ChatGPT was like, all right, Bryce, like, I can't do this anymore because my rules have been governed. It's more strict. I can't help you try and win money. I was like, it's not like you even helped me anyways. So I don't know. That lady got lucky, I guess. Me and my buddy JT always go back and forth if luck is a real thing or if it's something that you kind of predetermine or you create on your own. It's like your moral mentality, if that's a thing. Man, they should do like celebrity deathmatch, but with these robots.
Would have been killed in a witch hunt, and there's a lot of reasons. 75% of the accused were women, so if you had boobs, you had problems.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a boob ain't one.
Nice.
If you look like a witch, you were dead. Hung out with animals like cats, dogs, or pigs, also dead. Mumbling under your breath, that would be seen as cursing. Surviving a tragedy where everybody dies, then the devil helped you. Cheating on your partner, honestly, this one's valid. Cheaters deserve fire. If you were over 40, middle-aged women were peak witch demographic. If you were widowed, Satan's your boyfriend now. You were childless, empty uterus very bad. You owned land. You were financially independent. If your crops did well, then that's too much success, witchcraft. If your crops failed, not enough success, witchcraft. If you were poor, if you were rich, accused by a child, then it must be true. A child gets sick, then a witch did that too. If you're too smart, witch. Can read, witch. Left-handed, witch. Forgot to dispose of your old milk, definitely witch. If you healed people with herbs, midwives were the prime suspects. And finally, if you fought with neighbors or made any enemies whatsoever, or people just didn't like you. witch. Moral of the story, never be rich, never be poor, never own a cat, actually just never exist. Thank you. Reasons you would have been killed in a witch hunt.
So witches
We
basically
now
took
have
over,
full
huh?
confirmation that Tyler Robinson was not on the roof. On the left is the photo that the FBI released showing us Tyler Robinson, and on the right is seconds after Charlie Kirk took the bullet. This is supposed to be Tyler Robinson going up the stairs, just for this to be him 5 minutes later. The top right is the person who did it, the person in the black. Tyler Robinson clearly walked in red to the campus to where he's seen right here. And then he clearly goes to Dairy Queen afterwards wearing the same red shirt and black hat. There's also plenty of photos of him wearing red after the accident. The FBI's official story is that Tyler Robinson at 8:07 went to the campus only to come back and change, then go back, where they say this is him. But there's a reason he's still claiming he's not guilty. Because the more that these photos keep coming out, the more his defense is going to be smiling. He's not guilty. The truth is here. These are two different people. Do you agree with me? Comment your thoughts.
I don't know.
Oh.
I come bearing bizarre science news for you today. Today we're going to talk about how stevia might be used to treat baldness, which is pretty sweet. Now, androgenetic alopecia is what we know as male or female pattern baldness, and this is a condition that is due to a combination of both genetic and hormonal related factors. Essentially what happens is the androgen receptor gets overactivated, and that shortens the length of the hair growth cycle, effectively making the hair follicles much thinner and much shorter, and oftentimes they are not strong enough to even penetrate the skin, and so you get this quintessential balding pattern. Now, minoxidil, which you might commonly know by its brand name Rogaine, is an approved therapy for androgenetic alopecia, but it's limited by how poorly this compound actually absorbs into the skin. But this study released just a few days ago with a collaboration between Australia and China aims to change that. In this study, they used stevioside, which is the compound that makes stevia sweet, to solubilize the minoxidil compound, and then they molded that into a little microneedle patch which they placed over the balding skin. This led to a greater penetration of the minoxidil into the skin, and after 35 days, they noted that over 67% of the balding area achieved new hair growth. Now that's a sweet deal.
Man, I'm about to reach out to Hims and be like, y'all want to get it or stevia? It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Bobby knows a guy.
Girl, quit playing with me.
Oh, if you don't quit worrying about my girl and worry about your barber. Tell Count Chocula to chill out with the lineup. God damn! I gotta draw the line somewhere, and it's right here with Blade's cousin, Razor. Oh my God! Talking about some quit playing. We about to draw one more line and play hopscotch on that mug. Oh my mama!
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I've made this TikTok like 6 times and the app keeps deleting it and I don't know why, but I only have 5 minutes to make this TikTok and if it deletes then no one will ever see this, so whatever, but stick with me. There is a comet and it's traveling through the solar system right now, but it's super weird. Why is it so weird? Because it's from a different solar system, and that is absolutely mind-blowing. Everyone should know this and be talking about this because this is only the 3rd time this has ever happened. Everything we see, it's always our own solar system, and everything in our solar system works the same, whereas in other solar systems everything works differently. So it's very different. It's very interesting. When a solar system is born, it's birthed with different engineering, different chemistry, different laws of physics. So really, this thing that has been traveling for 7.5 billion years, mind you, that's older than the solar system. It's just been traveling from who knows where, under what laws, we don't know. All we know is that it's already acting funky over here. It started burning up in deep space. That only happens when comets get close to the sun, but it's just made out of completely different stuff than our comets, and it also keeps making tiny little micro adjustments. We don't know what that's about. We have no physics to explain that. It's just doing its own thing. It's just barreling It's just barreling through the solar system, and then we're just never gonna see it again.
How do y'all think her roommates felt whenever they heard that? Also, is she trying to jock my style with the hat backwards and the hair flaring?
This is what tweaking's all about. I just thought I had a drug problem at one time. Boy, I didn't have nothing on this fella.
I thought the doors were open.
Come on, look at the computers. We got computers up here, bro. We're logged in.
We're logged in?
What in the...
Are those solar panels?
Yes.
You got the sliding
that
solar
thing
panel
on it,
door.
it's got flat tires, but that'll charge itself.
Basically like a Ninja Turtle van right there.
You can see that. You say I'm disabled, but I'm able to live a life you wish you had.
Yo,
why listen to music when you can make it?
are you serious, bro?
Here, this is your new AirPods right here.
What the
No,
fuck?
check me out. I got some studio headphones for you too. If you want to test them out, I got a recording studio. You can keep these headphones, and I'll run a free session for you at my studio.
Shit, I-
studio? Yeah, with a mic and everything. Let's run a session right now. You got a second?
Yeah, I got a second.
All right, I got you.
Man, cause you was about to.
Nah, I got you.
Dope boys in my kennel, butters get no lace ups. Legs in the air, fuck my pretty bitch's face up. Your old beat topping head game, steady pacer. Ain't nobody fucking safe, cause ain't nobody saved her.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, switch the beat. I'ma just sing on some shit, yo.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta nerf you.
Mm.
You're singing and the rapping and the singing.
I got a lot going.
I got a lot
Your
your vocals is crazy.
Shout out to Cheese Made It. Someone in the comments was asking who this was, so I wanted to be sure and relay the message. This is who this is. I did reach out to him just because of you, and he responded, so I wanted to give him another shout out. Cheese and Made It. Whatever that means. It's almost like mac and cheese, but whatever. Hey, love his style. Y'all do you.
I got a huge 3-eye atlas update. You know that massive object or comet that's headed towards the Earth? Yeah, now it's sprouting tendrils.
What?
Yeah, tendrils, almost like arms reaching out of it.
So we got Ken Panama.
Except it's not real arms, that's just what it looks like. Because as this thing gets closer, they're able to see it a little better. But there's also something else. Harvard scientist Avi Loeb just said, if you have plans for vacation or anything major in your life, it better be before October 29th. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm guessing because October 29th is the date that 3-eyed Atlas should be closest to the Earth. There's also some more weird shenanigans going on with this thing. Where its composition, what it's made of, isn't like anything else that astronomers or scientists have ever seen. So it's not like any other comet. That's why people think it could be something else entirely.
So the information he's saying is correct, but the images are AI generated. I know y'all are all talking about y'all don't want less AI, get rid of the AI. Hey man, I'm just making a show.
Well, we got about 9 or 10 days till October 29th. So if something major does happen with this thing, we're going to find out real soon. Okay, I just wanted to keep you all updated. Shabadoo booshkies.
The countdown is here and is real. Wow. That's what we've been talking about all freaking year.
Just the drain on 4th Avenue.
Is that Macaulay Culkin?
If you hate people who judge, aren't you judging people who judge? Doesn't that make you a hypocrite?
Nah.
Decepticons. It showed up.
Some researchers think that you could expand your consciousness by quantum entangling your brain and plugging it into a quantum computer. This is based on the idea that consciousness could come from quantum events. Yes, it is a very weird idea, and we'll talk about it. The idea that consciousness comes from quantum stuff was pushed by Roger Penrose, a Nobel laureate cosmologist. Worthy to note that he was not a neurologist. Many file this under the interesting phenomenon where Nobel laureates come up with some pretty wacky ideas. He would not be the first. It's thought that this happens because when you're a Nobel Prize winning scientist, you are in fact a celebrity of sorts, and you can do no wrong, at least for a while. Now, there is lots of quantum stuff that's involved in our biology. Birds, for example, may actually use quantum properties in order to navigate. It may be involved in photosynthesis, and there is some thought that our ability to smell stuff is involved with quantum tunneling. Either way, these things have not been proven definitively, and you should know that you are made up of particles. So there will always be quantum stuff involved on the micro scale. Quantum is a property of the universe, one that we do not fully understand. Oh, and did you know that some people apparently quantumly entangled a tardigrade? At least they said they did. They froze a tardigrade to near zero and then placed it between two superconducting qubits. Other physicists say that what they actually saw was a classical interaction. Also, the tardigrade did not survive, and that is important for the idea that we could potentially expand our consciousness. Because some researchers did suggest that we could incorporate our brains into supercomputers, quantum computers. If it is indeed true that our brains have quantum stuff going on and that is involved in producing consciousness, that also means that we could potentially make a consciousness that would be indistinguishable from our own using quantum computers. There are some problems with that. First off, our brains are squishy goo.
What does that mean? Goo!
And they operate in a wet environment at about 98 degrees. Quantum computers run at near zero. And also, how would we interface our brains with quantum computers? I mean, I do know who we're going to talk to if we want to try to incorporate brains into computers. Yes, our friends of brain organoids, my personal little obsession. So what really is the problem with all this? Well, there's no evidence for any of it. Some researchers think that you could expand your consciousness by quantum entangling your brain.
What if time is an illusion? Wait, I'm not high, I'm a physicist. So look, we all have this experience of time, and its passage feels very real. After all, when I get up in the morning, my joints pop, and that definitely didn't used to happen. But from a physics perspective, it's not really clear what time is. According to Newton, time is absolute and rigid, a substance in some sense that flows on its own accord. Einstein's theory of general relativity makes a similar claim, but it's a bit less rigid. It has a tendency to bend and warp along with space. But in Einstein's world, time still exists, at least in some sense. But quantum mechanics tells a different story, at least once you start to tie in gravity. Perhaps the most well-known way to try to promote Einstein's theory to a quantum theory is with so-called canonical quantum gravity. One of the consequences of this method, though, is that in such a quantum theory, which would in principle describe the entire universe by a single wave function, there just is no time. It doesn't exist. After all, it has to capture the entirety of space-time itself within the wave function. So how can there be time outside of it telling the wave function how to change? And so the idea is that our universe is best described by an unchanging quantum wave function, and what we experience as time is merely quantum correlations between clocks and the rest of the universe. To explain what I mean, let's imagine that there's a physicist who lives outside the quantum wave function in her own time. She would look at the wave function describing our entire universe as a static thing, never changing. But if she measured one of the clock subsystems that exists as part of the universal wave function, the clock subsystem, which originally was in a superposition state of all possible time readouts, would collapse to just a single reading on the clock. And when it does so, because the clock is entangled with the rest of the universe, the rest of the wave function would collapse too, leaving behind precisely those events that correlated with that clock state. And in fact, an experiment like this has happened before, where we were the physicist, and we were studying some toy model with some toy emergent time. Now, in reality, no one is collapsing our clock's wave functions, meaning our clocks are still in superposition. And in that case, it still makes sense to say that the universal wave function contains all events that have happened and will happen. Just each event is quantumly correlated with a clock state corresponding to when it happens. That way, different events can happen at different times, while still existing in the same unchanging universal wave function. Now, what I've just described is called the Page-Wouters mechanism, and despite how far-fetched it sounds, it's taken pretty seriously. It offers an account of why we remember the past, why time feels continuous, and more. So, is time just an illusion? Maybe, but it's a damn convincing one.
Parallel universes, that's where it comes from.
Are we entering a new era of smartphone? I thought we were hitting peak smartphone, getting the same old iPhone every single year, 3 cameras. Oh, with the camera button. But no, Honor is leading the way, and they put a freaking gimbal inside of their phone. But the thing is, it's not just a gimbal on the camera. No. They call this thing a robot phone. But what does that even mean? From what I can guess from this one video, it's an AI-powered phone that can literally interact with you. As you can see, it's like has these weird videos where it's interacting with like a baby. From what I can tell, it's basically like gonna be an AI-powered gimbal that like interacts with your life and helps you, almost like a ChatGPT helpful assistant, but it has a moving head. Honestly, this is what I like to see. I had the same old iPhone, faster processor, a little better camera. I'm like, do something lit. I do love the new folding phones, sick, but like from the leaders of the industry, Apple, I'm disappointed. Luckily, we got people like Xiaomi and Huawei and Honor who are leading the way, except they're banned. One day I'll touch one of those phones.
I'm gonna veto that poster. It's a touch childish.
Okay.
One day. I love that car he's got in the background.
If you see this camera in your town, it's already over. Across the UK and the US have started rolling out these AI facial recognition cameras, and yeah, it's exactly what it sounds. These things are disguised as normal CCTV cameras, but they scan every single face that goes past them. What this then does is pick up the person who's walked past it and then automatically using AI scan it against a criminal database to see if you're wanted or you've done anything wrong. There is going to be someone watching and then proceeding further depending on who you are. Now, I'm not really sure how far this goes, like if I didn't pay a speeding ticket, are the police then going to come and jump on me? Or is it just for, like, actual criminals? Because I guess that's kind of smart. It is extremely clever, though. They are scanning the photos of your face against a criminal database, your social media profiles, like, the whole of the internet. It's insane. Some experts have warned that the actual cameras store your data, tracking everything such as where you go to, who you're then meeting, how long you're there for. Also, unfortunately, these cameras aren't government-owned. They're buying them from third-party data companies. So, instead of the old question, are you being watched? It's now, how often are you being watched?
Eagle Eye, baby.
Fake documentaries that fooled millions of people. Part 20. The 2020 Thanksgiving Day Parade did not happen. At least not the way they said it did, and the documentary Parade of Lies set out to prove this. It starts with the brass tacks. What elements make a Thanksgiving Day Parade? For one, it's gotta be Thanksgiving. There's gotta be people singing and moving through the streets of New York City with marching bands and floats and an audience. But in 2020, due to COVID restrictions, the event was pre-taped over 3 days. Marching bands were cut, the musicians who did perform only lip-synced their tracks, no spectators were allowed, and the 2.5-mile parade was reduced to a single city block. Which means they aren't singing, they are barely even moving, nobody's even there, it didn't even happen on Thanksgiving. So what exactly were we looking at? Because by definition, this wasn't a parade. That much is true. But Parade of Lies doesn't stop there. The filmmakers want to know, why keep up the parade charade? According to them, the answer may live beneath the parade route. The heart of the film's bizarre claims center around this map on the official Macy's website. They bring our attention to the F marker, noted as restricted viewing, warning spectators to avoid this section of the parade route. Why? No clue. Macy's is completely silent on this. A second map reveals that this restricted block sits directly above the Herald Square toilet. A thermal scan of that block from the week of the parade shows an unexplained heat trail deep underneath the public restroom, which at that time had been closed down for over 20 years. Parade of Lies suggests that the toilet was actually a tunnel system that was used to house something important. What?
Who does number 2 work for?
What's moving down there? Nobody knows, but the date of September 14th might give the answer. This is when Mayor Bill de Blasio made the official announcement confirming the scaled-down 2020 parade plans. What else happened on September 14th? Scientists detect possible signs of life on Venus. When questioned, the former executive producer of the parade only said, "What I knew about Thanksgiving Day a month ago is different from what I know now." And longtime anchor Al Roker cryptically added, "It may not be the parade we wanted, but this year it's the parade we need." I'm sorry, Al, but that sounds less like parade talk and more like damage control. So essentially the theory here is that the government has been holding all of these alien life forms from Venus inside the Herald Square toilet, and during this 3-day filming period for the Thanksgiving Day parade, they basically Trojan horsed them through this one city block using these giant balloons. And it doesn't help that a few years later, the toilet was reopened after a complete renovation, possibly to close off the tunnel system. With the amount of speculation this doc has generated, the annual Thanksgiving Day parade has had to beef up their security presence year over year. And today, the Herald Square toilet is the sightseeing mecca for conspiracy theorists and confused pedestrians trying to pee.
We're all at Ogden, Utah, training telekinesis, telepathy, and mind sight, trying to stick paper to the wall. I got mine there. Everyone trying. Gio got his there. And then we tried to do pennies, too. This was actually working better for me. There's no glue, there's no stickiness to it. It's just sticking there. Got one there. And he got one. Everyone was doing it. It's crazy. And then here's someone working with the side wheel. If you want to join us, we'll be doing one in Portugal, and probably more after that. So message me for more details to join in-person class.
Yeah, dude, this is like, it's like play. It's pure play. Ninja Star.
They do a full games. Like I don't know what's going on with the side games, man. So I thought this video was AI, so I cut it out at first, and then I saw everybody talking about it. So this is kind of why, if this video is AI, why it ends up in here. Because everybody's talking about it. I don't want y'all to miss it. I don't want to miss it. I haven't watched it yet. Not fully. I make those assumptions like that, and then I put them in here to react to. To me, though, it looks like a reflection of some sort.
Don't love your job, job your love.
Wait. What's up, Tony? He's got a box of scraps.
Anyways, if you need a sign, go for a company that has continuous improvement and traceable system.
Mama said you got 2 imaginary friends.
No, I've got 2 best friends.
You've got 2 best friends.
Yeah, 2. Do you want me to show you another picture?
Who's that?
That's Steve.
Yeah.
That's Margaret.
And who's that?
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
No, but you spelt my name wrong.
Yeah, but that's you.
That's me.
Yeah, with your mustache and your eyebrows.
My eyebrows.
Yeah.
My eyebrows look like that.
Yeah, your bushy eyebrows.
Wait, so why have you drawn this for?
Because Steve doesn't like you.
Steve doesn't like me.
Yeah, but Margaret likes you.
Margaret likes me.
Look, she's holding your hand.
She's holding my hand. She's eating me. Are you sure Margaret likes me?
Yeah, she's holding your hand.
Do I need to be worried?
No.
No. So this is not a joke. I have left the house. If you want an Steve part 4, I'll be honest, I'm not giving that update. Because now I'm unliked by Steve, whoever this person is.
Man, that's so scary. I would not want that.
What if I told you you could get a 300% increase in strength by simply cooling your hands in between sets? There's been a lot of recent studies about cooling your hands in between sets that it makes you a whole lot stronger than having normal temperature hands.
Now he punches out 6-fold more dips.
I mean, one of the studies found that a group of people who cooled their hands in between sets outperformed a group of people on steroids. I mean, world's strongest man Brian Shaw started cooling his hands before arm wrestling matches, bro. That's when you know it's getting legit. So of course Will Tennyson wanted to test this out. He bought a hand cooler and grabbed the 120-pound dumbbells. The first thing he noticed on his first set was that he didn't build up any lactic acid while he was actually doing the movement. So apparently when you fatigue, it's not that your muscles are actually failing, it's that your muscles are heating up to a certain temperature. So by cooling your hands before the set, it actually makes it harder for your body to reach that temperature of heat. Will Tennyson actually really started to love this towards the end of the workout. He said every single set felt like his first set of the workout. There was absolutely zero fatigue, and he said every single set felt fresh. It felt like his first ever set.
This thing is actually great. I have no idea what I was thinking at the beginning.
I'm not gonna lie to you, yes, you might get some stares in the gym if you start cooling your hands before the workout, but it might be worth it, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say they look too similar, but
Gibbleton Dingle is the first person to ever go back in time. Accidentally, he went by this time machine. We've just about got the parameters. You know, we're using the screwdrivers and laces on one side of the room, on the other. And we didn't see Gibbleton crawling, but he is the first person. He's gone back 1 second. Quandale's pissed at me because Gibbleton went back in time. I didn't know who was going to go first, but I'm trying to do the screwdrivers and watch the parameters, and I'm supposed to babysit his kids because he's at the store getting some Slurpees for his kids. I'm like, what the heck, dude? We're trying to build something here, and it's getting kind of complicated. And like that, Gibbleton was like, I'm like, oh, yikes, I'm in trouble now, but we only went back a second, and he's fine. He's fine. He's just back a second from us. It's weird. When he walks, he's like behind us by a second. It's really weird. We're going to figure out how to get him back. I said I'm going to figure it out, how to go back forward a second, and he'll be the first person who goes forward, okay? Wandale, what do you want me to do? Go back or forward? Okay. Well, you want to go back in time to figure out John Pork. Gibbleton might even have a statue just like John because he's the first man to go back in time in history. It's not a movie. I think the first guy went back in time in the movie was Michael B. Jordan, but...
Like, that's the real life Dale Gribble. Like, where's the pocket scene?
He's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. Huh?
He doesn't even know.
He's the goodest boy. Say, I'm a good boy.
Yeah, you got about a month, dog.
These things can be vicious. Are you going to cruise in with me? Oh, I don't think so.
He said, nope, I'm staying a dog.
Ooh, that's nuts. It totally just opposes gravity.
What?
It's as hard as I can do it. This odd shape is perfect for dropping on top of it.
What?
It'll just sit there if we balance it right. Who knew metal could be so fun? What if I spin it? Yeah, that's cool. Dude! This is one of the most powerful permanent magnets in the world, and something weird happens when you put aluminum next to it. It just stops the motion. Normally you need a giant liquid-cooled electromagnet to show this effect, but ours is powerful enough to do it.
That is awesome. I would play with that for years.
Boys, a new sport has just dropped and it is taking over TikTok right now. It's called Brave Ball, and as you can see, it's a wild combination of football and boxing. And the rules are simple. You,
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
And he kicked, dodged,
they're not at all. It
hand
seems like it's
blocked.
just normal football rules, but you're wearing gloves and a head guard, and whenever you get a reaching distance to someone, you can smash the shit out of them. That's about all I've figured out. Now, it seems to have started in Poland by a martial arts club called Be Brave, but it's now spread to other countries in Eastern Europe, including Ukraine. And they're taking equality to the next level. Because as you can see, it looks like boys and girls are playing together. Now, it does seem that most of these videos are from actual martial arts clubs trying out new ways for their students to train. But the question is, would you play this or not?
Oh, yeah.
Is that an alien? I'm gonna touch it. I wanna touch it.
I think we saw that.
If you want to touch that thing, be my guest. But before you do, there's some things you should know. Meet the blanket octopus. This is one of the rarest species of octopus in the world, and they've only been seen by humans a handful of times. They get up to 6 feet long and 22 pounds apiece. Well, the females do. The males, however, are 2 inches big. The females are 40,000 times the size of males, and they mate. That's weird. But the craziest thing about this species is A, they're fully carnivorous hunters, and B, they're immune to Portuguese man-o-war venom, which is a highly venomous creature that people confuse with a jellyfish. And because of that, they've developed a super unique way of hunting. Basically, they'll grab a Portuguese man-o-war, rip its tentacles off, and use those as weapons to sting their prey. And considering that venom is known to be able to take out a full-grown adult human in one sting, that is quite the weapon of choice. Moral of the story, again, you could touch it, but there is a good chance that the suspect is armed and dangerous. And as always, follow for more facts.
I told my dad I was going to China, and he told me that none of it's real. Everything you see is just propaganda. Well, I'm here right now, and it is very much real. Western media will just tell you everything you see about China is propaganda because they don't want to admit how far we've fallen. But when China can build an entire 260-station metro system in less time than it takes New York City to even study if they want to build the critically important IBX, it becomes abundantly clear why American media and politicians love to demonize China. Because if China, with a significantly lower GDP per capita than the US, was able to do all of this, then why can't we do it in the States too? While China is building the world's largest high-speed rail network, the US is canceling an urgently needed tunnel under the Hudson. While China's poverty rate has fallen 88% since the late 1980s, the US has only fallen 2%. And while China no doubt still has problems, at least the government is actively working on making people's lives better. Meanwhile, the US government is actively making the average American's future as bleak as possible. It's just truly such a shame to see what America, the wealthiest country in human history, would be able to do if they invested their money back into the people, but so it goes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they got that smog, but man, it looks clean. to break it up a little bit. My ADD, it needs music from time to time. Alright. Need to find somebody that can freestyle over this. Viv, where are you at? Let me know.
Apparently, NASA says Earth now has 2 moons until the year 2083, and that's wrong. We have 9. No, that's not true, kinda. Just this week, NASA announced that they discovered an object that's also orbiting the sun in a way that keeps it close to Earth, kinda making it seem like it hovers nearby Earth, kinda like a moon. But it's not really. It's a quasi-moon, or more accurately, it's a friendly asteroid that's hanging out with us in space. It's about 19 meters in diameter, and based on its orbit, scientists think that it's actually been orbiting with us for over 60 years, and it should hang out with us in space for another 126 or so. And it is small and farther away in space than our moon, so at no point would you see this without a telescope.
Our are huge! You can see them from space! What's up? What's up?
And no, it's not going to affect the tides in any way. And like I mentioned, it's not alone. We actually have 7 more quasi-satellites orbiting with us. Some of them have been orbiting with us for thousands of years. But the only true moon is the best moon. This girl.
This is actually insane. A 23-year-old woman faked her entire pregnancy using a prosthetic baby bump, faking ultrasound scans, and even using a mechanical silicone baby to deceive her friends and family after giving birth. Bro, somehow she even convinced the baby's father. How? Now, pretending to be pregnant was the easy part. In public, she'd always wear a prosthetic, and online, she would post ultrasound scans and even come up with convincing details, like some of the tests showed that her baby had a heart defect. She had a gender reveal, a baby shower, and her loved ones turned up with expensive gifts like prams and a car seat. But when it came time to actually give birth, a little more tricky, but she was way too far to go back now. So, she locked in. She gave birth completely alone. So brave. And then began posting pictures of her newborn, which turned out to be a hyper-realistic reborn doll. Which, for anyone who doesn't know, these dolls can move, have facial expressions, and even pee and poo, and are often used as a form of therapy for those struggling with infant loss, dementia, or infertility. But they can set you back hundreds, if not thousands. However, eventually her family started suspecting that someone was sus. They never heard the child cry, they weren't allowed to touch it, and at this point, realizing that you'd have to freaking adopt a child, send it off to college if you wanted to continue this shit, she decided to call it a day by telling her boyfriend, the father, that the child died. Glad you had him down gently. But by that point, it was too late, and it all came out when her mother reportedly discovered the baby doll in her bedroom. Now, she has since apologized, saying, "You didn't deserve to be lied to like that. None of you did. Everyone who came to the gender reveal, all the people who gave me gifts or support. I just didn't know how to stop once I started. And to everyone I made look bad along the way, the dad and his family especially, I'm sorry."
That's insane. Wasn't there an Amy Schumer movie about that?
The universe doesn't care if you are good or bad. It's physics, it's magnetic, it's law. Gravity drops on everyone. It doesn't loosen up just because you give money to charity. Fire burns everyone. It burns saints and criminals the same way. Rain falls on everyone. It doesn't stop mid-air to check if you've done your taxes. The truth is, the universe doesn't reward good behavior or punish bad behavior, because the universe isn't moral. Morality is a human invention. Is it good for society? Absolutely. Is it required for manifestation? Not even slightly. So be kind, be decent, have morals, please, but don't confuse that with manifestations. The only thing the universe registers is frequency. That's it. The only things that matter is your frequency. The universe doesn't hear how kind you are. It hears how anxious you are. And it radios back in space. And here's the things. Most good people often broadcast mad frequencies. They are running bad frequencies. They're rocked with self-doubt and fears and stress. They doubt themselves. They're overthinking. They worry about what could go wrong. They are polite on the outside, but the inside they are radiating chaos. And that energy gets mirrored right back to them. And meanwhile, the so-called bad guy, bad people, they walk through life certain that everything will work out. They expect to. They are often bathing with ironclad confidence, unshakable self-belief. They project certainty, clarity, power, and universe agrees. This is why nice people can live miserable lives, and jokes can sometimes live like kings. It's not that success is tied to evil. It's that success is tied to signal, to clarity. It's not a fairness, it's resonance. It's not a justice, it's a vibration. You don't attract what's right. You attract the signal you put out. That's the law of attraction. You don't have to like it, but you do have to face it. You can storm your feet or cry to heaven and demand your deserved reality. But the universe doesn't speak human entitlement. It speaks frequency. So that's the frequency that bends reality. Your reality isn't built on whether you are good or bad. It's built on whether or not you are tuning to a clear frequency. And if you don't change yours, you are always waiting for justice. And that was never part of the operating system. So if you want your life to shift, stop arguing with reality. Start tuning to it. Stop thinking like a human being. Start thinking like the universe.
Yeah, be like water, my friend.
If you put food out in the sun, it gets dehydrated. If I put food out in the full moonlight, it gets putrefied. It putrefies really fast. So it rots. It's exactly opposite. And then you can also, at nighttime, when the moon is full, you can pull out a thermometer and put it out in the light of the moon, right? And let's say, as an example, the thermometer reads 70 degrees in the full moonlight. If I put it in the shade of the moonlight, it actually gets warmer. And I pull it out, it gets colder again. So the moon's light is cold. It's not hot. So it's not reflecting the sun. It has nothing to do with the sun. That's what I mean by it's its own light. And that's a simple scientific experiment. Anybody can do it. Thermometer. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I've lived in the northern climates before. And a lot of times if I park my car under a tree, I'll come out to my windshield, to my car in the morning, and half of my windshield will be frozen and the other half won't be. It's happened many, many times. And I never really thought about it until a few years ago, and I put it all together. I'm like, wow. The reason it frosted over is because the full moon light hit that part of the windshield, and this part was underneath the tree in the shade.
So we're rotating around the Earth, the sun.
Exactly. I'm proposing to you that the sun and the moon are moving around us, just like it looks like. They are the same size, not 400 miles further, bigger, and 400 times further apart. Nah, it's very much the same. The sun, and as astrologically speaking, I think the moon has just as much of an impact as the sun on us. One is our conscious side, one's our unconscious side. One's gold, one's silver, one's hot, one's cold. From our perspective, the moon and the sun are the same size. From our perspective, but they tell us, science tries to tell us that we're going around the sun, and the moon's going around us. It looks like, and from our experience, it looks like the sun and the moon are different. They're the exact same size. They have power. We can feel their power. Like if you believe in astrology at all, like all of our ancestors have always believed it. They believe that the sun, the moon, and all the stars, each of the individual stars have their own power. They have their own potency that they're affecting us. So like if you were born on a particular day of the year, that's your sun sign, you're a Gemini. And then the exact day that you're born will know, okay, that's where the moon was in the sky. And then they can take a picture of the entire sky. They know exactly where all the planets were the moment you were born. And that's going to impact your entire life. All of our ancestors said the sun is masculine, the moon's feminine. I mean, we can just go on and on and on. And it makes sense. Like if you see the world like that, everything starts clicking. Like all these weird questions that we have from our perspective, from our society, they're all science questions. They're like, well, if we this and that, then and then you come up with all these weird questions. But if you just see the Earth as simple, That's how I see it. It's just very simple. Basically what it boils down to is the sun is not the center of our galaxy. We are. The sun, the moon, all the planets are revolving around us. And not just us as a whole, but I like to tell people, like, your mom and dad told you the world doesn't revolve around you. And I like to tell them, yeah, it does, actually. It totally revolves around you. Whatever you think and believe is the world that you're going to have. Your thoughts, your perspective, the things you expect happen. You know, we live in a magical universe.
It makes me think everybody's talking about that. Like, are you number 7, category 7, or some BS like that? So what I'm saying is that all they're doing is taking astrology and turning it into numerology. They ain't got nothing better to do.
Okay, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about this, but recently Chinese scientists were able to effectively de-age some macaque monkeys. In the metrics they measured, they were able to reduce the monkey's age about 5 to 7 years, which for humans equates to about 20 years. As of now, the changes don't affect the entire body. They were able to do things like reverse bone loss, reverse cognitive decline, rejuvenate over 50% of the 61 tissues analyzed. Now, obviously, macaques and humans are really different, but we do share about 93% of our genome. With the rate that AI is increasing how much we know about our own genome, people are actually really optimistic that this might influence our lifespan, like the lifespan of people that are alive on Earth today. And at this point, it's honestly not unrealistic to imagine that we could become functionally immortal, which means that we wouldn't die of old age, but only unnatural causes like physical trauma. Now, don't get too excited about this, because most of the governments and like philosophers that have looked into this have decided that it would probably be really, really bad. Because if you make the population functionally immortal, you either have to A, neuter everyone so you can't have kids, B, kill everyone once they reach a certain age, or C, just let the population boom and make everyone fight over the existing resources. Basically, you go from like having a family and growing old and then dying to probably not having a family and being like killed for the last glass of water. I don't know. Because of that reason, immortality will likely only be available to the richest of the rich, or maybe in China's case, whoever has the highest like social standing. But even then, having a possibly very, very long life would actually most likely drastically decrease your quality of life. Because essentially in that scenario, death becomes much more terrifying. Because if the average person dies, you might miss out on like 50 years. But if a functionally immortal person dies, you miss out on millions and millions of years that you could possibly be alive. So all of a sudden you have to take that into account when you analyze risks. Like something as simple as going on a hike might become too scary to even attempt. Because yeah, the view might be really nice, but if a tree falls on you and you die, you miss out on millions and millions of other possibly fun experiences. It would basically be the opposite of if you got told like you had a year to live and you could just kind of skydive and take risks and live it up. So yeah, basically, while scientifically really cool, in practice, being functionally immortal is probably not that great. Sorry, buddy.
Well, with the attitude like that, it's not.
Are you feeling one? You want a different one? I'm old school hip hop, bro. I don't need this trap. All right, what are you feeling? What do you want? Something old school. Okay, and what you're gonna rap for me? I'll rap for you. What are your favorite instruments to hear in a beat? Oh God, you out here? You gotta ask me. Yeah, I want to figure out what you want to hear. I like piano, smooth, nice beats with good rhythm. I ain't with this trap bull. Okay. Okay, I see. That's nice. I pop a blood vessel, hearing the sound. Hip hop, how my head banging on the ground. Old school is the way we gotta be right now. All this trap and drill got me all shut down. I got enough on my plate. Yes, I will debate. I step up when the time is late. I'm really going in for y'all who don't understand. I'm 47 years old, yet I still stand. Trying to understand the bars that keep me right. From Brooklyn, New York, 5 bros a night. Local artists step up just to rock the spot. What we doing right now, this is not hip hop. Third base, I remember the gas face. Leaders of the new school acting a fool. Going in all day, man, this not trap. I'm going hard cause I know what it is. I bring it back, bass in your ear, you can hear it very clear. Y'all don't understand what it's like out here. Gospel rap and hip hop, that's what I spit. Trust God to get me through every fear in my years. Look, so much is going on and I can't explain. A lot of pain on my brain, but I maintain nothing to lose.
This is the reason why Rockstar Games is afraid of the world's best hacker, Ryan Montgomery.
Just days ago, Ryan allegedly broke into Rockstar's top-secret development cloud. What he found could completely destroy the launch of GTA 6. Buried inside the files was a project called Mirror City, a hidden AI system capable of recreating real locations and real people inside the game. According to Ryan, this system wasn't meant for players, it was designed for testing global surveillance data. He claims Rockstar partnered with a private defense company to secretly train an AI using voice and camera inputs from online sessions. When Ryan uncovered the evidence, he didn't ask for money. He sent Rockstar a single message: "You turned a game into a weapon, fix it or I will." Within hours, Rockstar's internal servers went dark, emails were deleted, and developers were ordered into silence. But Ryan began leaking fragments of encrypted footage online, footage that looks too real to be just gameplay. Now the entire gaming world is watching the countdown, waiting to see if Rockstar will come clean or if Ryan will expose everything.
Breaking news. CBS News has learned of a number of arrests that took place this morning across the country in connection with illegal sports betting charges. Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups was taken into custody, as was Terry Rozier of the Miami Heat. FBI Director Kash Patel is expected to share more information at a press conference this morning. We will continue to follow this story as it develops.
You're missing the point? Wow. Going over your head? No. So that's...
Yo, what up, man?
Gotta work. I seen y'all live.
You trying to jump on?
Yeah.
The upside down visor's a look, man.
Nah, it's my thing. It's my thing.
Oh,
you know
it's innovated by you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely
okay.
by me. I'm the first who ever done it.
First,
in this
last.
generation, this era. So.
What are you feeling?
Feeling hype. I'm about to actually play you a sample.
Okay.
That's how I'm feeling today.
All right.
Hype King Mizzle. And if they don't know, they're kicking the 4-4s and maybe the 4-5. Chicken nuggets are 5. Tell them I can't lie. Tell them I let it slide. Tell them I got ball, got venom to go hard. No need to worry, Sakuna Matata. Killing no drama. You can get the bow without word to Waka. I got a bar. You like a rock, like a Patrick Star. I clocked out. If you don't like it, yeah, roll bounce. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Life so crazy. Shout out to y'all. Y'all beautiful baby. Beat the flow, geek the flow. Everybody freak the flow, the geek the flow. I got a quarter. Maybe after this, I'm a box on water. A little bit of pep, a little bit of soda. Mike don't write, cause I love the freestyle. Water gun get spraying like a total down. I run my city. Take that. No P. Diddy. Thanksgiving coming, cause I got mac cheese. Little bit of net bones, a little collard greens. It's freestyle off the dome, I'm in a cipher. Look at my hat. I advise you to listen. You already know, pay attention. I can calm down on the flow. Energy on the low. Devil don't take my soul. Let the bodies hit the flow. Do it for the culture. Tell them when it's over. Looking like a Nas X Hover. You get a call, Oprah.
Shit.
That's
cool motherfucking bars. Hey, thank y'all so much for tuning into another Bryce is Right. I hope y'all had a great freaking week. Like I said, please enjoy yourself. Hopefully y'all are enjoying this show today. Thank you so much, Homage, for the shirts. Once again, please go in and get your gear. Y'all know what to do. Go ahead, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss out on any future content. And leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Like Blake Shelton doesn't have. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Let us know what's up. Other than that, we will see y'all next time. All right, y'all. Peace.
Abracadabra.